what Drogo wanted to have happen there. In the top right-hand side of the map, representing my insanity, it is PtitDrogo.
And spawning in the bottom right position is the red Zerg player, HyuN. Yeah, like the first game you said he was on Rocket. I don't think he's on Rocket anymore.
No, I said he's not.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, yeah, because I saw the. Okay, that's what I heard. I'm sorry.
I think he got rid of it now. Yeah, he got rid of it now. Oh, everyone's getting rid of
Nerchio and now HyuN.
But they don't represent. And a very quick pull by HyuN, by the way. But Drogo has not opened Nexus first yet, so maybe HyuN anticipating that Drogo, or maybe just, you know, he has wiggle room because he's a game up. But this is a pretty great start for PtitDrogo. Unfortunately, scouting the wrong way. If Drogo scouted the right way against the build that HyuN is doing, it would be pretty much lights out. I'm not sure if Drogo has been scouting HyuN. I think he has. So I really don't know why HyuN would go for a build like this, because again, last game,
he didn't do that even on a 4-player
yeah, Drogo
map.
didn't open with a Nexus first. However, this type of build does have the ability to do really well. Say if the Protoss player skips the Zealot.
Well, he is
we
skipping
saw
the Zealot right now. So
that we saw SOS make and then cancel. He also skipped the Cyber
Oh,
Core,
but HyuN's going the wrong way too, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, it's gonna be good.
It's
gonna be good for Drogo because the probe is gonna see the Zerglings, right? And the Zerglings will most likely kill the probe. So there's the probe seeing the Zerglings.
Wow, totally gave him the slip.
Yeah, and immediately starting a Zealot. You could see that the probe stopped there for a second because, you know, he's starting a Zealot. But yeah, HyuN is now gonna know that Drogo is not there, and we'll see how Drogo chooses or tries to defend this. I mean, he is probably gonna go into Stargate and try to go Oracle, is my guess, because he hasn't dropped an extra gateway yet, and the Cyber Core just finished. So he needs to add something in terms of production. Maybe, oh, there's the Mothership Core, and maybe just saving gas for an Adept right now. Was he only on 1 gas or something? He's on 2 gas now. But
oh. Well, Evo Chamber is coming out from HyuN too.
Oh
my gosh!
Oh my gosh! That's actually big because the link speed is about to finish in just a second here. So this could do a lot of damage. For,
and there's no pylon in the mineral line, so there's no way to defend.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. I don't think you would want to overcharge regardless. And Drogo now doing the proper thing to block the ramp, but is that going to be enough? Forcing the overcharge is big. Will he save this pylon? That's huge. So those are links kind of wasted, but at the same time, it's not like you know, Drogo doesn't have an extra overcharge. And now the pylon will go down, he will get it. Actually, blocking the ramp might hinder Drogo in the long run here. But
the Overlord
does get rid of those links. So I think Drogo's in an okay position. HyuN is still flooding links, but remember in Legacy of the Void, oh, and he's actually going to be dropping those links, so that's cute. But remember in Legacy of the Void, just dropping 2 links, okay. Okay, there we go.
A 2-link harass.
Oh, Drogo's going to spot it, so that's big for Drogo. He can bring his forces back in, but actually, can he? He blocked himself out with the pylon. The Adept does spawn in the right position to try to deal with this, but it immediately gets surrounded, and this might just be lights out for PtitDrogo. It's gonna be really difficult to hold. We'll see how HyuN decides to reinforce if he decides to reinforce through that Overlord. He's just now taking a hatchery, mind you, so Drogo could still potentially hold and be in an okay position if he does. It depends. Is HyuN gonna continue to reinforce this? There's a Zealot in the low ground, which is a cute thing by Drogo, because it kind of cuts reinforcements from the Overlord potentially if links are gonna trickle down there. But this Nexus looks like is due for death, and not sure if Drogo's gonna be able to do anything to save himself. He's still by the way ahead in supply, so he's got a worker lead.
But I don't think he can really lose his. Like, can he lose his natural right now? He's only on 1 gate and now 1 Stargate, so.
I mean, yeah. He can, because HyuN's natural is so late in itself. But the problem for Drogo is he has to be feeling pretty bad.
He still has to deal with Overlord drops.
Yeah, but that's not too big. Now he should have energy for another overcharge, I think. We'll see. We'll see what HyuN decides to do here. No vision for Drogo in this area is a little bit surprising, knowing that HyuN still has an Overlord there. But we'll see. He is positioned to try to defend this. Actually, the Adept is a little bit off position and might get surrounded right away, and it will not. HyuN choosing to ignore the Adept and forcing a put an overcharge. I think so too. I think that killing that Adept will be huge. Now the Stalker is gonna try to he's gonna try to surround the Stalker with no luck. And with good block here, actually, not doing too bad himself at all, Drogo. They're still just even workers. So this game is still fairly even, I think. Now HyuN does have the expansion, and that's gonna favor him a little bit, but Drogo does have the better tech with the Oracle, which is gonna force Spore Crawlers out of HyuN. Those are not cheap, and you can see in the supply that, you know, Drogo's not doing too badly at all.
Oh, that's pretty cute, trying to drop on top of the Stalker.
Yeah, but that Overlord's gonna die, and all those links with it. So, very well done by Drogo. Oh, almost gets the Stalker, that would have been big. The Oracle's now popping up, and Drogo's probably gonna look to try to secure another base soon. There's the pylon to start doing that, and 3 Adepts on itself are gonna have no trouble clearing those Earthlings. So Scout's the natural, and that's gonna be a sigh of relief for Drogo, who now leads the supply 43 to 27. So in a great position and with a tech advantage after all is said and done. I think that HyuN might have overreached there with the last bunch of links, because he made an additional what, like 12, 14 links, something like that could have been 6, 7 drones. So that would have made a huge difference, especially considering that he has an expansion here. And I love that Drogo's willing to push out. This may not do a lot, but still, like, the willingness to push out. Because if HyuN hadn't made those roaches, if HyuN was trying to catch up in some other way, that would have been fantastic. And the Oracles, are they going to be enough for these Queens? Yes, they are. But the Queens can still get microed back. And don't forget, like, this is going to be pretty tough for Drogo to defend as well. And the Mothership Core will not be in position either. Now, both Queens getting taken out. A Void Ray is being produced, and that's gigantic. But is he going to have enough? I wouldn't mind Sentry, although he has the ability to corrosive out, so perhaps not. I like the Stalkers better on second thought. And maybe just a pylon to wall off the ramp and prevent HyuN from coming up the ramp as quickly. He's going to try and kill that Ravager or poke at it. The Oracle can maybe do it.
Now he probably just got one Ravager just to break the force field, if there was a
the Mothership Core is back. So I think that HyuN might have made a mistake here, Taylor, in not attacking while he had a window there before the Mothership Core got back.
As you can see, he's droning behind us. He knows he made a mistake. His army's... You can't attack into a Void Ray with Roach Link.
Yeah, and if you were never gonna attack, then you shouldn't have made this many units, right? So it's always a mistake.
Yeah, definitely overcommitted.
So yeah, that's kind of tough for HyuN. Now the supplies are even during this, but Drogo's finally gonna secure a base, and again he has the tech advantage. So the the most recent DreamHack champion definitely at a lead in this game. Let's look at the workers. The worker count favors Drogo still 30 to 27.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what HyuN could probably do. Maybe Queen Roach and just push the creep up into the base and just all in from that situation. I don't think he can really come into a macro game. What do you think? I really don't think like he can take a third and he's thrown up behind it and I expect to die from a two-base push from Drogo.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, Ravagers can be really good defensively, and he has really good creep threat as well. But Drogo's just finding more damage with his Oracle, which is fantastic for him. Just in a dominant position overall. I mean, the tech matters so much as well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do in HyuN's position. Again, he made so many roaches. I think he needed to look for a trade with them. Potentially before the Void Ray popped up, and most definitely before the Mothership Core got back. Or not made those roaches at all, right? If he had just made 4 roaches instead of 9 and a Ravager, that could have been a lot better for him.
And Drogo's putting down 2 more gateways, 4 gates with the Stargate. He's not producing anything out of it. He's getting that Twilight, so maybe he'll just try to transition out of it. But
maybe 5 Ravagers are being made by HyuN, are finished now actually, so with that he's probably looking to stay defensive. After morphing those 5 Ravagers, he starts the lair, so clearly prioritizing the defense here. But I mean, it's definitely gonna be a difficult climb for the Roach King.
oh yeah, so it's 6 gateways now.
No, Void Ray's gonna find that hatchery as well. It's gonna say no.
No. So how do you defend against a Void Ray with just no creep and only Ravagers and Roaches?
You can't.
Okay.
Now 2 Queens will actually do all right. I think Drogo could commit and kill those Queens with a Void Ray and
Oracle.
And an Oracle, yeah, because each one of those individually will beat the Queens.
Oh, looks like he's making some worker kills. Prioritizing the
there is a Transfuse available though by the Queens. He might be looking to bait it out. Nope. He could always stay there a little bit longer, just to, you know, until his shields are done. I'm not sure what he's scared about. That is a ton of force fields, yeah. And this map can be pretty choky at the third, so that's the area that I would attack if I was Drogo. He might just be looking to force out units by HyuN. I'm not sure if he revealed those units to be moving out.
I think he did, but I'm surprised. Maybe not, because HyuN didn't. He kept droning behind it.
Yeah, HyuN didn't.
He would have died, right, if Drogo pushed in?
Definitely, yeah. By making those drones, yeah. But that's why I was gonna say, like, if Drogo was looking to force out units by HyuN, he should have moved through the creep. And if he was looking to attack, he should have done it off the creep. I think he might have done a half seize on that and decided not to attack. So yeah. Now HyuN is producing units, but at this point he's somewhat caught up. He's actually 58 workers to 42 in the lead.
That is a lot of sentries, though.
Oh yeah, army advantage is for Drogo, no doubt about it. It's about 1,500 resources more expensive. So if Drogo had attacked any time between
that time
in the last 3 minutes, he would have won the game, most likely.
Yeah, I really like Drogo's position, though. He cleared up the creep. There's absolutely no creep outside of the 3 bases of HyuN right now. The rest of it's just receding. He's gonna break down these rocks, and he's getting DT shrine behind this. Like,
I love the Dark Shrine here, because when you feel like you're behind as a Zerg player, and if HyuN had been, for example, if he had been oh, really nice job by HyuN, by the way, just finding the place to drop some creep tumors and reignite the passion of his creep. But yeah, the Dark Shrine is really good when you're already kind of ahead, because the last thing that your opponent wants to do is account for things by making extra spores and stuff like that. Thus, like, for example, HyuN actually he has
the spores from the Stargate.
For the Stargate, yeah.
But still, like, even though there's nothing to really kill, like a queen,
this is a big army though by HyuN. Big army.
But the force fields, like, people understand, like, Ravagers kill force fields, but it's the bile that kills it, and it's still reactionary. Like, if you still have that time before the bile hits.
Oh, definitely.
So it's not like a perfect solution to the force field. It helps nullify the force field's effectiveness, but it doesn't actually do anything. And there's only 2 ways into this base, and Drogo has them both scouted out. So yeah. I think he should be sending Lings into the natural, and then maybe pushing up with the Roach Ravager into the 3rd.
I love the preemptive stasis ports. I actually had to click on it so I can, no one uses it. It's pretty good. The sticky thing. But yeah, this is not the best position for HyuN to be attacking in, but a great Ling run by is gonna be really effective.
Good biles too. They actually hit quite a bit. And he scouts the Dark Shrine. Ling's going to the main, killing tons of workers. And
good blink forward though. This Ravagers are not good without any.
Are slowly creeping up, but they needed to be in the fight.
Yeah, they really did.
And I think this is actually like this.
No, I wouldn't call this game at all. But the good thing for Drogo here is the tech choice here. I love the disruptors, and look at that. Look at those Lings. That stasis ward just saved that entire mineral line. Those roaches, whatever they're called.
Those thingies.
Those thingies. They saved the entire mineral line. So really well done by Drogo there with the stasis ward. Again, it can be such a good defensive tool. It's definitely an underrated spell.
Now, do you think Drogo will just go and push? Because, like, the only thing that can really defend HyuN from this attack is Lurkers. And the Lurker Den is, I mean, the morphing time for Lurkers is quite long.
Yeah, but, I mean, Drogo's army doesn't look very big. He would have to fight on creep. He doesn't have an observer out.
I think he knows Lurkers are out, though, because he's going into Disruptors.
No. He was going into Disruptors preemptively.
Okay.
Disruptors are actually great against the composition that HyuN had. They just... Yeah, if anything against Lurkers, the problem with Disruptors is you have to commit 2 Disruptor shots to the Lurker, and then the Disruptor is useless for the rest of the fight. So it can be a little bit counterintuitive. Of course, they're good if you have a big enough army that you can slowly siege essentially the Zerg player. But I'm not sure. I think I like Drogo's position here for sure. But yeah, we'll see what he decides to do here. I wouldn't mind him taking a 4th, for example, but he would be spreading himself out pretty thin. So.
I mean, a good thing to note also is that there's no Warp Prism out on the map, so there's no way to actually harass the opponent since there's the Spore Crawler in each base, and yeah, maybe a depth run by, but he's going to stretch himself thin if he does that.
Yeah, double robo now, so he's gonna be getting a
Roach
lot.
drops. Okay, Roach
Roach
drops.
drops are good now.
Except
Except when there's a mothership core with
Pylons.
full energy. But now that the mothership core is not a non-factor in the next fight, right? It's completely out of energy. So even that is not definitely unworth it, right? Like he lost some units, but if he can capitalize on the mothership core using 3 overcharges, because that's 3 of the strongest units that you can get taking out of a fight, basically.
What do you think of
Pylons.
Burrow?
Burrow is.
There's only one observer out.
I mean, it's a possibility. It's always an option, but it's I don't know. Like I don't see what would trigger Burrow from HyuN, right? Like he doesn't know how many observers are out. Like PtitDrogo could have cannons, and he does have cannons and mineral lines. So yeah, I'm not sure, but he is. They're both going for big attacks actually. And look at this, no photon overcharge, just one more available.
Wow.
Oh
Drogo!
Drogo!
Running through that. What are they?
The
Spikes?
disruptors finally kill all
God.
of them at once, but not before taking a huge hit by those stalkers, Taylor. Still, Drogo looks to be able to clean this up, but at what cost? I would say not that big. But like if the
Those are
lurkers
pretty
hadn't
big
yeah, that was
lurkers.
gigantic by the lurkers. And if HyuN had spread those lurkers out, then that might have just been game.
Yeah. I mean, HyuN did cancel, or he killed the 4th, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's a small
But
victory.
like Drogo killed all those lurkers, and essentially, I think as a Protoss player, that's the scariest thing against playing Zerg is lurkers.
Yeah, but I mean, he also lost 2 disruptors and a bunch of expensive units.
He did
lot
keep
of
his
stalkers.
Archons alive though, because they
Yeah,
did.
Archons are
Archons
very
and Immortals tanked the damage, but essentially all of his Stalkers just evaporated. Like the
Yeah.
Stalkers and the Sentries. Like he only has 1 Sentry now.
Right. So still Drogo active out on the map, and that's gonna give HyuN more of an option to try and continue to harass Drogo. So Drogo,
Nothing can test this.
yeah, absolutely nothing. So this base is gonna fall for Drogo, but he might be able to either trap this army or go for a counterattack. I think he's going for the trap of this army, and after killing this army, he might be able to capitalize on the. Oh no! Oh, never lucky Drogo this game. Never lucky at all.
Every time Drogo moved out though, HyuN actually went for a counterattack, and Drogo always has come back. So really good play from HyuN. Keeping that army moving, keeping Drogo. Like,
yeah, and
chasing it.
if it can actually escape, then that's gigantic for HyuN. Now Drogo's not gonna be too hindered by this because he did take that 4th, so he's gonna be able to continue his mining just pretty much normally. But if he had gotten trapped there, for example, that could have been game-ending in its own right, and that's probably why Drogo was thinking, you know, like he's not gonna do it again. Because if that army ever gets trapped by or from HyuN, then Drogo's
Really nice
in
job,
a
though.
really
Forced
awkward
to
position.
recall more of that precious
Or
mothership core energy, and HyuN's actually taking a ninja expansion, which I kind of like.
I like it as well. But he might be leading Drogo towards it, maybe not.
The only problem I would how many Evo chambers is HyuN on? He's on 1, and that was for the initial. Oh, he's on 2 now. He's on 2, but he's not upgrading.
Yeah, defensor Dark Templars are good for this type of run by, but Drogo really needs to make a move. He's been taking damage non-stop. His army is extremely strong, so at least unit composition wise. So if he can get a few disruptor shots off, that's what it's gonna come down to. I think that Drogo's still in this game, despite HyuN, like HyuN was in a bad position, and he's brought
Hydra's
himself
count
back.
is absolutely huge.
Yeah, he's brought himself. Yeah, but Hydra's off of creep cannot run from disruptor shots.
True.
So it's gonna be on Drogo to hit those as best as he can. And right now,
luring him.
I think. Oh no! And now this might be the timing for HyuN because he just used 2 disruptor shots. So what is he gonna have to defend this army?
He needs no sentries.
a god disruptor shot from the leftover disruptor. Is he gonna get it? A decent but not good enough one. And this might just be the end of Drogo. Another disruptor shot and doesn't get a good shot either. He really needed those disruptor shots, and that's what I was talking about with the lurkers earlier. If you commit 2 disruptor shots to the lurkers, then they can commit to an attack like this. Because that was 2 disruptor shots for 1 lurker. That's all the damage.
I don't think there's enough here for Drogo to
it's
defend.
over. It's all over. I mean, there's no Overseer, and Drogo's doing what he can with his Dark Templars. But as soon as the Overseer arrives, it's gonna be lights out. And even if it's not here, it's over because Drogo doesn't have any capabilities to mine anymore. The natural is close to mined out. He's close to having no probes left over, and this is just looking like game for GG.
GG is called.
GG is called, and HyuN takes the series 3-1.
The god of roaches turns into the god of hydralisks.